All right, 11 after 7, Dale Matthews returns. Because when it comes right down to it, when you have cameras on elected officials and public officials and such, frivolity just seems to ensue over in Josephine County. How you doing this morning, Dale? Badcounty.com is the non-commercial website. Welcome back.
It's happening again. This is just the strangest thing I've seen ever since I've been here.
There seems to have been a continuing drip, drip, drip of elected officials and people surrounding elected officials in Josephine County saying, we didn't say that. And then you run the videotape back and saying, yes, you did say this. No, we didn't say it. Yes, we did. And in this particular case, we've been keeping a finger on this fire regulation cronyism, which we suspect has been going on in Josephine County. Regulations being increased to squeeze out lower cost fire protection for rural Josephine County residents. Correct? That's pretty much the story?
That's what it looks like. And keep in mind, this is not a small difference. It's not that people are saying these are politicians. You must trust your politicians. They're not saying, well, you got it out of context, because they used to say that. And
you could say out of context, sure, and we could say, all right, maybe you're right. We interpreted this incorrectly from what you meant, let's say. Sure.
Well, when you record the entire meeting and when you post that, it's a little hard to say it's out of context. They might say, well, you're misinterpreting it. Well, okay, but they're not saying that. What they're saying is, no, what you recorded didn't happen.
We didn't say it.
No, nothing like that.
So do you mind if I play, I'm going to play, it's 1 minute and 14 seconds. This video that you have on badcounty.com.
Well, keeping in mind now, Wally Hicks, in this video.
And he is, by the way, the county council.
I like him. But
I do, too.
He's headed down the wrong path with this. This isn't going to work out. This new tactic, it's not going to work, because he's sitting right there at the table. And I said, Wally, they were just talking about having some kind of approval of rate structures for these fire services.
So the county commissioners were discussing, I think mostly Cheryl Walker in this clip, we're discussing, and this was not a regular open meeting, but what was this, a work session?
It was a workshop. Yes,
a workshop.
To speak. Yes.
Okay, so you're not allowed to speak. All you could do is just sit there and tape what happened, right?
That's quite correct. And as I said, remember that Wally Hicks said that this conversation that you're going to hear now, and all your listeners are going to hear, you're all wrong. It never happened.
Yeah, they didn't say what was said. So let's hear what was said.
The majority of comments I've had made to me say that the county is dictating what these companies can charge, and that's not what we're doing. But I think it needs to be clarified in here that they will provide their rate sheets that we can approve, and then if they need, then they can request rate increases based on, whatever they need to in the future. Provide us that rate sheet. That's, and they may not be the same. The companies may be different because of their different overhead costs.
So then, to be clear, a company could change their rates at any point in time, and as long as that was presented to you along with any other changes, because we've also asked that they list out their staffing, different things about their response, simply making sure that whatever they're submitting to us is current, that would then become part of the public record.
But no less than annually, probably. If they have to have a rate increase during the year for whatever reason, if their insurance rate goes up or whatever, which I think we've all experienced that last year. So in this county, almost everybody I talk to, their insurance has gone up. So, if that happens, they can request that it be changed and say, please approve this one because, but at least annually.
All right. So it's
sorry. Now, first, let me say, I'm sorry. That's a little hard to hear.
Yeah.
I boosted the audio level 500%.
To try to make it audible, but I was able to get pretty much the gist of it.
Okay, and
you're
going to post the video too, right?
Yes, I am.
It's easier to see on the original video, easier to hear. Okay. So what are you and I both wrong about? What were they not saying?
They were discussing whether rate increases for fire coverage or for fire protection services in Josephine County would be approved.
No, they weren't. No. no, they weren't.
No. But I heard it very clearly there.
Yes, it's very clear.
So what happened is because then you went and asked questions after this meeting. So
I had the audacity to ask questions.
All right. What did you ask and who did you ask and what was said back?
I went to go see Wally Hicks, who was seated at that table.
Yes, and you can see this in the video.
Wally, they were just talking about approving the rates or the rate structure of these various outfits in town, especially the two competitors, the really big one and the really small one.
Which is Merlin, the Merlin guys.
Right, and the Merlin Fire guys, and they bill you less. He said, no, that discussion didn't happen. I said, Wally, it clearly happened. No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
I think it did.
I mean, from what I heard and watching it, it sure looked like it happened to me.
It sure sounded like it happened, too. Now, this is one of 5 times they brought it up, and one of the 5 times was Wally himself.
So
what's going on here, bud?
That's what I'm asking. What is going on here? Because this is clearly the county commission in Josephine County is openly discussing in perhaps not an actual business license or a county business license.
Oh, we haven't got to that part yet. That's for Tuesday because you'll be gone on Monday. On Tuesday, we'll play back an audio bit for you here, too. I'm going to try to make it audible. I'm sorry, everybody. Mm-hmm. Where Cheryl Walker says, I really don't. We're really getting a lot of flack from people who are not happy with the idea that we're going to be handing out franchises, and we still don't know if you got to pay for every franchise. Probably so. And is it for a limited area? Are you going to have to get 3 or 4 of them? We don't know yet. She says, I don't. People don't like that word franchise. Okay. Well, let's call it license.
Implying that without the county commission permission, that you're not allowed to do this. So you're not allowed to provide the fire protection, as an example.
I go to Wally, and this is my second question. I said, the county doesn't have business licenses, does it? No, it doesn't. Okay, but they're going to have it now? No. Now, wait for it. This isn't a business license. Well, what is it? It's a license to do business.
Oh, that is rich. Oh, that is rich.
It used to be Rich, and now it's Wally Hicks. It used to be Steve Rich, literally.
Okay.
The lawyer for, I know what you mean. Still the lawyer for Gold Hill.
Okay.
He was moonlighting while he was working in Josephine County. Anyway,
so it's not a business license. It's a license to do business, otherwise called a franchise, then. We're going to be... so now, counties and many governments do this, but it does seem that there is a concerted effort by the leaders of Josephine County to not call something what it really is, or to try to obscure what something really is, or what they're doing, or just to out and out, or just to weasel out and say we're not doing this, even though.
Mr. Matthews, you obviously don't understand. You think you have something on videotape, but you don't.
Okay.
Hey.
So the Josephine County Commission and other elected officials, it strikes me as if they're doing a really bad job of doing the, remember the first Star Wars movie, the Jedi mind trick?
Yes.
When these are not the droids you're looking for.
That's right.
Your master will be pleased with you, or whatever Obi-Wan said. Mr. Matthews, we didn't really say that. We are not the droids you're looking for on your badcounty.com videotape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this is all that the citizens have going for us, is we record what they actually say and play it back. Keep in mind now, the local newspaper says it's a waste of time to look at these videos. Mm-hmm. It's a waste of time because you can get it filtered through the Courier.
Yeah. Now, I would be willing to bet that they're probably in the Courier not going to mention that they were talking about, in effect, licensing or having business franchise and fees connected with providing fire protection for folks.
Okay, so get this.
All right.
I like the new reporter, and I have high hopes for him. He's a new guy. So I went to him afterwards. I said, wow, that was headline. And he said, what? And I said, well, they were talking about this. Oh, I don't recall that.
Boy, they must be doing that Jedi mind trick.
Oh, brother.
perhaps what it is that when Cheryl Walker speaks on what she's doing, everybody just nods off. It could be one of those things where some narcolepsy happens in some of
He
these.
wasn't the only one. Now, I played that back for you, but it happened 5 times. Wally talked about it. Simon Hare talked about it.
But they weren't talking about it after the fact when you said, hey, you're talking about, licensing and franchising and approving the rates for firefighting outfits in the Josephine County.
Angry. What the heck is wrong with you? We never said that.
I don't understand. Okay. It's turning into high comedy.
It is.
Yeah.
We run a comedy channel.
Yeah. Who would have ever...
BadCounty.com, it's a comedy channel. We played this last night, and we're laughing and laughing. But what do you mean it didn't happen? Now, honestly almost everybody in the room said it the other way, too. Oh, we're not doing that. We're not trying to approve the rates.
But they were talking about approving rates, and they would have to...
Were. So they've said both. So they can say, well, we said it wasn't, but you are doing it.
Oh, okay.
Don't say you're not when you are.
It's enough to give you a headache sometimes on this.
Well, it's enough to keep you awake during the meeting, except I think I was the only one awake in that meeting. I talked with several people afterwards.
Well, Cheryl's Jedi mind trick wasn't working with you that day.
We had someone from Channel 12 there, and I called her afterwards because, we do this for free, and I'm just trying to make sure the news gets out there. And I said, well, you caught this, didn't you? Caught what? Caught what? This is what they were talking about. They had a lot of blather during this whole thing, but occasionally they say something and you set up. And when I set up, Simon looks over at me. He usually does look at me when someone says something like this. And the reporter, she's a lovely person, but she didn't catch it either. There's nothing to catch.
So no one there except you and the camera caught that there was actually something of somewhat importance talking about almost a business license then for the fire protection services, although they weren't really talking about it, even though they were talking about it, according to the tape.
It was more than half an hour of the meeting.
All right.
If you're sitting there for half an hour and you're hearing this stuff, do we have any more time left, or are we done?
No, we could take another minute or
Okay,
two.
all right. Another thing about this is, why are they involved in this in the first place? Why do they want the numbers? Well, we want to tell everybody about it. Look, okay, maybe I'm a purist on this, but my feeling is if I want to keep a list of rates and I don't want to tell everybody what my rates are, it's none of your business.
And as far as I'm concerned, if someone in rural Josephine County wants to purchase a lower-priced provider of fire protection that is approved by their insurance company, the insurance company says, yep, county fire would be fine, or what were the other two there that are higher priced usually?
Oh, there's only one other now. And it's
one
now
other.
merged with another company.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, they've been bought by AMR.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the other thing is, we need the rates so we can share them with everybody. Well,
why?
Okay, right.
Why is it the county's business, though?
Yes, because Simon Harris says, well, what if that one company is charging your neighbor 3 times, 5 times as much? It's none of your business. That's what.
It's a private contract with the customer. Yeah.
Well, that wouldn't be fair. Hey, we don't need your help.
All right.
It probably wouldn't be fair, but it's none of your business.
Yeah. It's like I'm trying to figure out why they want to inject themselves.
The money. The money.
So that's what you're getting at, the franchise fees, right? So you apply for increasing your firefighting charges, and you would have to go before the board, pay your fees, and get your permission slip.
You just heard them say that you come in and they said elsewhere, but also implied that in this clip, that you have to justify your rate increase. Why do I have to justify my rate increase? What if I'm just in a mood today?
Okay. Once again, you don't really have your private business, your private firefighting. You're partnering with the county commission.
So I went out. I like the guys from County Fire, but I went out in the hallway with them, too. And I said, so what do you think about this having to justify? And they said, what do you mean? Now, I like them. And I said, well, you come in and you have to justify your rate increase. Yeah. I said, well, what if they don't approve it? And they just give me this look like, you go through the approval process. What if they don't approve? Now what are you going to do? Well, it hadn't really occurred to them.
Yeah. That's why you have the camera on these people.
That's why I'm there.
All right. Thank you. Dale, thanks so much. And
you're welcome.
There seems to be some, like I said, Jedi mind trick, mass psychosis going on when you're within a county commission meeting of some sort or another. It's very odd. But they were discussing the approval of rate increases, maybe franchises. It's right there. And yet everyone's saying, no, we didn't talk about that. All right. Fair enough.
I'll see you on Tuesday morning.
All right.
At 6:35, and we'll talk about and play back audio so people can see it or hear it for themselves that they're talking about, no longer talking about franchises. They're now talking about business licenses.
All right.
It's none of your business.
Thank you very much, Dale.
All right. Goodbye, sir.
Once again, badcounty.com, non-commercial video website, and it's just there. And if you watch it, there's no Jedi mind trick on you. It's like, just there, just audio and video. 729, Bill Myers Show. I have to tell you that that video of the Josephine County meeting was something. These are not the droids you're looking for. You were talking about business licenses with fire protection. Well, no. We weren't talking about that at all. What? That's what you said. No, I didn't hear that. Nobody else heard it, too. Got to wake up in some of these meetings. You find some real gems in between, in the noise of the blather of a typical public meeting if you're paying attention. We appreciate Dale paying attention to that. Now, Larry writes me, though, from Josephine County. He says, hey, Bill, does the new fire company in Merlin use felons to reduce fees?